Whenever you walk into these Kenyan estates, you will find a security guard who will stop you hot on your heels and they will ask you, who are you? What is the purpose of your visit? Why are you here? Did you register before you came into this neighborhood? They're actually a bit vicious, but their main role is to ensure that security has been maintained in the neighborhood. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to discuss about security, but this is not the physical security. We want to see how well, using digital transformation, we can ensure that our firewalls are safely secure, that our branches can be able to communicate to each other, yet they remain secure. We want to ensure that even if I get a phishing email, we have a software that can be able to put it on a sandbox and make sure that it is interrogated and just well analyzed before it gets into our systems. We need to stay secure. We need to embrace digital transformation and ensure that our entire systems are well and secure. Ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than Mathew Taljaard, who is going to discuss, who is also a subject matter expert for operational technology, and he's a cybersecurity expert here in Fortinet. We are glad to have Fortinet here to just discuss this particular discussion with us. And one thing that you should know about Mathew is that he has a degree in electrical and computer engineering from the University of Cape Town. He is also a certified information system security professional and is recognized professional engineer from the Engineering Council of South Africa. Mathew is also passionate about operationalization technology, and has also 8 years experience working as an OT cybersecurity engineer. Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to what Mathew has in store for us, and to ensure that if any external attacks comes into the organization, like how the security do here in Africa, they stop you hot on your heels, they assess you, where you're coming from, what is the purpose of your visit, and to ensure that the external attacks remain outside there. For the purpose of making sure that our manufacturing industries can be able to grow, we need to ensure that security is in place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Industry 4.0 Summit. Over to you, Mathew, and thank you.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to this presentation. My name is Mathew Taljaard. I am the subject matter expert for OT security covering Africa. And today we're going to have a look at the future trends of operational technology and industrial IoT and the security concerns around this. In today's agenda, we're going to cover what is operational technology and how it differs with information technology. We're going to take a look at the OT and industrial IoT industry challenges and their trends. We're then going to look at the Fortinet OT and industrial IoT solution and how we can address these challenges. And then I'll introduce the Purdue module and showcase how it works with Fortinet. And finally, we'll cover some key takeaways. So what is OT, or operational technology? Well, OT is not a technology, but rather an industrial market. The National Institute for Standards Technology, or NIST, defines OT as hardware and software that detects or causes a change through the direct monitoring and/or control of physical devices, processes, and events in the enterprise. The key there for OT is the impact technology has to the physical environment. This is important as it can affect safety, the availability of a system, and can have immense negative impacts. There are multiple verticals inside OT. The reason being is that each vertical has different challenges, and these challenges require a unique approach. These are the major verticals that can be seen in OT. First is the utilities such as energy, water, gas, oil, mining, etc. Critical infrastructure is usually a key focus in this vertical. Second is transport and logistics, with examples like air, rail, and marine. Third is manufacturing, with Industrial 4.0, automotive, farming, food and beverages, and others. And lastly is smart infrastructure, buildings, and cities. There are also other verticals in OT, but for simplicity, when we talk OT in this presentation, I'd like you to have these examples in your mind. What is the difference between information technology and operational technology? Let us have a look at the CIA triad. There are 3 key core principles in IT security, and that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability of a system. Confidentiality is ensuring that data is secured in that only authorized users have access to their respective data. Integrity is ensuring that users are correctly identified and that data received is what was originally sent. Availability is ensuring a service is operating correctly through uptime, latency, bandwidth, etc. In IT, the confidentiality principle is the top priority, followed by integrity and then availability. As an example, Google's Gmail may have impressive uptimes, but if everyone could read your emails, you would not use this email solution no matter how impressive the uptime is. The privacy of the service is the top priority in this example. In OT, however, we see that priority is inversed, and availability is the top priority, followed by integrity and then confidentiality. In OT, ensuring the continuity of operations and safety of human life is the top priority. Security in the OT environment must therefore work with the system and safety critical functions while protecting the system from threats. Therefore, security is applied differently between IT and OT because they are required to achieve different priorities. This is why an OT problem requires an OT solution. So what is disrupting OT? OT's main security over the decades have been some form of isolation in the form of an air gap. This could be from a physical disconnect from other networks to a protocol disconnect, such as using non-routable protocols. Converging IT and OT is now disrupting this air gap. There are a few good reasons that motivate organizations to converge the OT and IT networks. A few examples are optimization. By sharing information from the OT environment to other sources outside of OT, there could be ways to optimize and feedback the results to OT. Remote access. The need to connect remotely is an increasing requirement. As an example, the COVID 2020 pandemic greatly increased the need for secure remote access in OT when employees were forced to work from home. And cost saving. Saving costs on aspects like sharing network infrastructure between IT and OT. Therefore, we should see security be used to enable the business as they undergo their digital transformation in this decade and embrace the potential operational innovations that could come from technology. The reality today is that digital transformation initiatives are pushing new connectivity to operational assets. And in turn, this increases risk to the OT environments as cyber threats look to take advantage of this disruption. So the challenge number one is the expanding attack surface. Enterprises are facing new cybersecurity challenges owing to an expanding attack surface. Millions of new applications and the growth in the number of connected devices are creating billions of edges that have to be managed and protected. According to Google, more than 80% of traffic is now encrypted, presenting new challenges for inspection of malicious traffic. Additionally, the perimeter is no longer defined, and mobility, IoT, smart devices, and multi-cloud computing have contributed to an expanding attack. Challenge number two, attacks becoming more sophisticated. Organizations are facing increased sophistication of attacks driven by AI and machine learning. Today's organizations are challenged with known advanced threats as well as unknown sophisticated attacks. Challenge number three, complexity. Too many point solution vendors with products that don't communicate with each other, with no ability to create automated workflows and policy changes across production solutions. Combine this with a lack of skilled professionals makes it difficult to manage and maintain point products. On top of this, organizations must now balance increasingly compliance and regulatory requirements. So finding a way to reduce vendor complexity is another challenge for OT. The Fortinet 2021 State of Operational Technology and Cybersecurity Report highlights some key risks in OT organizations. Around 90% of organizations have an intrusion, with over 60% having 3 or more intrusions in 2020. Malware and phishing were the most common intrusions in 2020, and over 40% of breaches came from the inside. The Fortinet 2021 State of Operational Technology and Cybersecurity Report highlights what top-tier organizations are doing. They are using security orchestration and automation and have security tracking and reporting. They have 100% centralized visibility in their security operations center or SOC. And they were more prepared to accommodate work from home due to the pandemic. Therefore, the pandemic has accelerated the IT-OT network convergence for many organizations and accelerated their digital transformation years ahead of their initial plans. The Fortinet 2021 State of Operational Technology and Cybersecurity report highlights the leadership of OT cybersecurity. There has been a steady decline in OT cybersecurity being the responsibility of an OT director over the years and moving this responsibility to the C-level executives such as the CIO, CISO, etc. Another interesting finding is the large number of respondents looking to have a CISO be responsible for OT over the next 12 months. It is important to see that OT security is now in the same conversation as IT security when the discussion of enterprise or business security is being addressed. It has been over 10 years since Stuxnet affected the Iran nuclear power program. Over this time, we have seen a rise in the sophistication and the quantity of cyber attacks targeting OT infrastructure. Given the long lifetime of OT equipment, where 20 to 30 years is a normal lifespan, these assets have now become particularly vulnerable. As an example, threats from the past that once required a physical presence through a USB file transfer or similar can now use the combined cyber-physical environments to remotely access and attack OT equipment. The cost of a breach goes up when OT is attacked. A good example is the $1 billion loss reported by Merrick because of their global production shutdown. Production equals revenue, and when they are not producing, the financial implications are great. Alternatively, if an attacker compromises safety systems or power to heat homes, the physical risk becomes impacting the lives of employees and citizens. What is also really important to understand is that while many attacks use tools purpose-built to target OT systems, other attacks targeting regular IT platforms do end up causing damage in OT operations because they impact the systems that are used to monitor and control OT platforms. This is why successful secure OT will also require the need to protect IT. The US Colonial Pipeline outage in May of 2021 is a prime example that shows how an IT compromised network led to the shutdown of the OT network. The fear of spread of the ransomware outbreak on the IT environment to the OT environment forced the OT management to shut down the OT operations to protect the OT infrastructure. This would only be possible if some form of IT-OT convergence existed. The Fortinet Security Fabric for Operational Technology. A defense in-depth approach typically requires multiple point solutions that don't integrate well with one another. Multiple vendors bringing management complexity and challenges security and operational teams by requiring training on multiple systems, tracking different vendor patching schedules, and requiring an understanding of multiple user interfaces and with different mechanisms of licensing and deployment. The Fortinet Security Fabric uniquely solves a multitude of security and networking use cases spanning across IT and OT environments with common interfaces and a simplified user experience. The Fortinet Security Fabric underpins three key aspects, which are broad, providing a full cybersecurity maturity solution for both the IT and OT environment. Integrated, a solution that reduces management complexity and shares threat intelligence. And automated, a self-healing network with AI-driven security for efficiency. The Fortinet Security Fabric itself is made up of four key pillars. Zero Trust Network Access, which enables identification of all users, applications, and devices on and off the network. Security-driven networking, to provide secure high-performance connectivity between users, application, and devices while managing both internal and external risk with internal segmentation, automation threat protection, and policy enforcement. Adaptive Cloud Security, and it provides security and control for the cloud infrastructure and applications across all cloud environments, including hybrid, public, and private cloud. AI-powered security operations which automatically prevent, detect, and respond to cyber threats. And finally, the Fabric Management Center, which provides a single pane of glass that simplifies management of the infrastructure and enables the automation of workflows. The Fortinet Security Fabric enables organizations to show compliance. In this slide, we see the Fortinet range and how it maps to the NIS directive pillars. This can also be done with other compliance frameworks such as the NIS Cybersecurity Framework, the CIS Top 20, NOCSIP, and so on. Reports on their compliance is tracked and can be produced at any time. A key finding highlighted in the OT Market Guide by Gartner is that organizational leaders are reluctant to increase complexity in the environments by adding standalone solutions by their inventories. And what this has caused is a shift towards platform-based solutions across industries. Fortinet is at the forefront of this shift with solutions that integrate OT security with best-of-breed threat protection for corporate IT. These solutions extend from the data center to the cloud, to the network perimeter, and all the way to the endpoints. Having this level of integration also provides visibility and control with near real-time automation detection and response within the OT environment. Here, it is important to note that Fortinet OT solutions also come ready with built-in support for industry standards like NIST, NOCSIP, IEC, CIS, and others. In addition, when compared to point security solutions that exist within siloed IT and OT environments, this kind of integration and multifunctionality does reduce both complexity and the operating expense of OT security management. The Purdue model is a framework that defines the clear demarcation points where segmentation security controls should be placed. It is a simple way to visualize how IT and OT systems should be segmented. OT should be used exclusively in the lower levels, while IT is used in the enterprise zones in level 4 and 5. In levels 2 and 3, we sometimes find a mix of IT and OT systems. We can simplify this into 3 areas that are level 0 to 2, which could be a site and could be referred to as deep OT. Level 3, where we centralize OT management and can be seen as an OT control center. This is also the point where IT and OT connect. And level 4 and 5 is where the IT environment resides. We will use the Purdue model in this presentation to map IT and OT security for an enterprise. Let's look at the most typical use cases we deploy. First, segmentation and secure remote connectivity. We do this with our next generation firewalls, switches, and access points. Second is deep OT visibility for asset inventory and breach detection. Third is role-based access control for users, device, and applications done inside the secure perimeter. We enable this with our Forti Authenticator, Forti NAC, Network Access Control, and Forti Token. Fourth, we secure with critical endpoints like engineering workstations, HMIs, or even controllers with Forti EDR, Endpoint Detection and Response. Then OT SOC environment and sometimes enterprise SOC with both IT and OT can be enabled with solutions such as Forti SIEM and Forti SOAR. Finally, we cover the advanced persistent threats with our sandbox and deception technologies. The key is that OT, just like IT, is networked. There are specifics like industrial protocols and sometimes special environmental conditions that require ruggedized hardware and the ability to read industrial protocols such as Modbus and DMP3 and so on. But at the end of the day, it is the defense in depth and adding layers to security that is critical to protecting OT. A new threat for OT is the introduction of Industrial Internet of Things or Industrial IoT. These devices encourage connectivity outside of OT but bypass the OT-IT perimeter security. One example of this is connections that use a mobile network operator to travel between the site and the organization control center. The risk here is controlling security at just the perimeter between IT and OT at level 3 of the Purdue model is no longer enough. Securing on OT site is a must requirement for OT. Operational technology is a huge ecosystem, and while it is connected and converging with IT, it still remains very specific, and because of that, it requires dedicated people and solutions. Fortinet has been supporting OT clients for over a decade, and we were able to build a huge amount of expertise and dedicated teams during this time. Our teams and partners are specialized by industry, and we have both local and global support teams ready to support our clients. Within our intelligence team, we also have teams that are dedicated to OT and are constantly adding new OT protocols and vulnerability signatures to our already wide OT coverage. Our OT ecosystem has an unmatched technology and alliance set of partnerships in the OT space. OT success is all about technology and partnership. Our Fortinet Fabric is an open security platform leveraging API connectors and DevOps capabilities. The slide shows just some of our partnerships to enable Fortinet to meet the unique security challenges our OT customers are facing. This slide shows the ruggedized product line for deep OT. Fortinet provides options for ruggedized equipment for next-generation firewalls, switches, and access points. This equipment meets compliance to IEC 61850, IEEE 1613, and others. Fortinet has the capability to perform application control with deep packet inspection to analyze and protect on many of the popular OT industrial protocols. This slide shows a few of the supported industrial protocols and OT applications and vendors that are supported. Fortinet currently supports 43 industrial protocols, over 1,800 application control signatures, and over 400 industrial vulnerabilities migrated via IPS. Let us have a look at an OT industrial protocol example. Without the ability to inspect industrial packets, the logs would just show that a user was sending data. With the ability to inspect packets, we can tell what exactly is going on and if it should be allowed. In this example, the IEC 104 protocol is being used. The user was sending data with a COA value being 1501. The policy ID rule number 3 is configured to prevent values greater than 1500 from being sent. This log shows that the value sent by the user activated this rule and resulted in an action of block being applied to the packet. This capability enables OT system owners to prevent human errors and misconfigurations that could be dangerous to the system, prevent insider threats from authorized users, and prevent malicious intent from external threats or compromised systems. With Fortinet products, customers can deploy multiple security controls. Many security solutions built by Fortinet include specific features focused to protect OT environments. These allow customers to build a strong, integrated, and automated protection platform. The main OT security tools provided by Fortinet are network segmentation. This supports the north-south traffic control with next-generation firewall, switches, and access points to implement wired and wireless network and zone segmentation using access layer segmentation. Network microsegmentation, supporting east-west traffic control by leveraging the next-generation firewall in transparent mode deployment, optionally combined with the private VLAN features in our Forti switches. Web server protection to protect the front-end servers and OT endpoint HTTP management consoles. Robust authentication and VPN solutions supporting flexible multi-factor authentication. Threat protection to detect and prevent attacks. Application control to monitor and control the different applications. Endpoint protection to secure the endpoints. Deception tools to detect unwanted activity. And sandbox to identify unknown threats and attacks. The solution inside the gray boxes are all part of the same product. The FortiGate, including both the rooted and transparent firewall modes. The solutions inside the white boxes can work in an integrated and automated fashion. NOC and SOC tools are important to simplify the daily operation of managing the network and security in IT and OT infrastructure. This high-level view of how the Fortinet Security Fabric is used to protect both the OT and IT environments. Some key takeaways. OT is becoming increasingly connected with the attack surface consistently expanding. It is not enough to just protect the connections between the perimeter of IT and OT, but also securing on-site. The digital transformation we have seen due to the pandemic shows that security can do more than just protect connectivity to the OT environment, but enable the business to engage in innovative new ways to optimize their operations. With the IT and OT convergence in mind, the Fortinet Security Fabric reduces vendor complexity for a customer by providing an integrated solution that covers both the IT and OT environments. The Fortinet Security Fabric has the capability to provide the full cybersecurity maturity for an organization, complete with the rich OT capabilities for cybersecurity, ability to show compliance, global partnership with OT solution vendors, and specialized OT teams. Thank you for your attention during this webinar. If you require any further information, please contact myself or your local sales representative from Fortinet. Thank you.
Have you ever wondered how the icons and visionaries of our time have changed the world as you see it today? The answer is simple. It's about exploring the potential in every possibility while always moving forward, so that when preparation meets opportunity, you realize success that makes a real difference. And it all starts by simply saying yes to your next. Your next step as you expand into new geographies. Your next digital innovation leap transforming how your business operates, or your next product line that you deliver to the market. That's why at CISPRO, we are committed to enabling our customers to say yes to their next in securing a digital future, one where we win together. As a trusted advisor, this is what inspires and drives us to provide support and guidance at every step of the way to empower you, the manufacturers and distributors who are changing the world. We make things possible by putting you in the best place to get to your next. CISPRO, say yes to next.